Hey y'all! Y'all are fast. How y'all doing? Alright guys, we got a storm coming. Can't even believe it. This was this time by about, it's off about a few days because we were the very first week in September 2 years ago. And that's, if you remember, we've been here, if you've been following me any length of time, we've been here for, goodness gracious, going on 15 years. And we've never had an issue with hurricane. We're not in a flood zone or anything like that. But we ended up flooding last year, or 2 years ago. And if you don't know what Log Home Dad and I do, other than Cincy, our business that we've had for 26 years now, we do water damage restoration. So if your home office or building floods, we go out and dry it. And we were without power for 5-6 days. And we were flooded for 5 days. And it was so frustrating because it was a simple fix, but it was a combination of a ton of different people on why we ended up flooding. It was our neighbors who dammed the wetlands in the back to make a pond. It was the city who blocked a main drain head that comes out to drain that area back there into another pond. They blocked it during the last hurricanes we had. And yeah, somebody thought it was really, so it was a drain, drain pipe about this big, and they literally put concrete in it, and there was only about this much allowed to flow out of that big old circle. It was like a 12-inch circle. And so we found out the city did that. So we're not technically the city of Ocoee. Everything around us is. It's a little suburb of Orlando. So we are Orange County, which is Orlando. And so, and then apparently Orange County allowed a subdivision to be built across the street that couldn't handle, there was a pond there. Like you have to have a drainage pond, right? And so it couldn't handle it, so they were filtering it over to another pond, which caused it to overflow during the last hurricane. It was just a big mess. So it's a combination of like a ton of people. And nobody wanted to take blame for it. And it took, we couldn't get the county to go over to our neighbor's house. So the pond, because the pond fills with leaves and he hadn't drained it out so that it could drain. And so we literally stood for 5 days underwater. So my daughter lost everything. We lost a ton of stuff. It was our garage and our whole downstairs. We were anywhere from like a foot to 2 feet of water. It depended upon, the rise. And then because of all that, even after we got it to stop, we probably stayed flooded for another 3 months. So water just kept coming in, so we couldn't repair anything because of that. So it was a very trying time. I mean, we were working, 22-hour days, and had no power. And we, then I'm on the phone trying to get somebody to help me. Nobody from the environmental agency would help me because they've blocked a pond. Nobody would, you don't have to have any, apparently you don't have to have any licenses or anything to do anything around here. Although it is protected because it's wetlands, it's supposed to be protected. No one would do anything. So it was just the biggest mess. We're still dealing with it. Our bathroom and garage isn't quite fully put back yet. And of course, we don't have insurance for that because your insurance doesn't cover flood, whether the flood comes from up or ground seepage, which ours was like coming up because it wasn't the water coming down, it was the water standing. But insurance doesn't cover that unless you have a separate rider for flood insurance, and we're not in a flood zone, never had an issue. And because of that pond being blocked and then the drain head being blocked, that's what ended up causing us ultimately to flood. And we could have gotten an attorney. It was probably going to cost about $100,000 for an attorney. So we don't have that. They wanted $10,000 down, you guys, like $10,000. So FEMA did come in and help us a little bit. They don't help, they just help you rebuild. So we took that and rebuild the room. The that flooded, which is huge, by the way. It's like a small apartment. It's our whole downstairs. We never subdivided it into rooms. It was just one big room. So it was our oldest daughter's room, and then when she moved out, it was our youngest daughter's room. And now it's our, I don't know, like a family room or something now. It's where I do all my Scentsy crates, and we have, like, it's like a guest room now because it's got a bed, recliners, TV, and stuff down there, a little coffee bar. So, that's what it is now. But, so FEMA doesn't help with anything you lost, nothing. So we've slowly been having to replenish stuff, and so it's been a mess. It's just been a mess. So here we are again, and now worried about that. Where I'm fixing it when I'm done here, burning up, by the way. When I'm done here, I'm gonna head down there because that's where I keep all my Scentsy for like shows, events, everything. Order forms, all that stuff. Like bags, all that. So all that stuff's down there. So I need to go down. And we need to elevate everything because of this hurricane coming. Because the thing is, like, we don't know if we're going to drain or not. And we literally had, y'all, okay, so listen to this. So we had, when that happened, we had 2 pumps going 24 hours a day for 5 days trying to reseed water, right? And as soon as he raked the bottom of his pond, the water went, the water kept coming because it had sat for so long. So the water kept coming for like a month because it sat for so long. But the water immediately went down. If we had done that in the very beginning, we wouldn't have lost anything. So thank goodness, that's what we do. We dry people's homes. So we were able to bring our equipment in. But for 5 days, the 2 pumps ran trying to pump out. And it was doing that. As fast as it was pumping out, water was coming back in. So I can't imagine if we didn't have the pumps. So then we had to put equipment down there to try to dry some of it, even though we ended up having to gut everything because of mold. So all of it, and thank God that's what Log Home Dad does. So we had to gut everything. But we had the equipment down there trying to dry it, y'all. So here we are. All this happened. Our water heater ended up going out because it sat in water, for 5 days. And I don't know what ended up happening, but the water heater went out. So we had to buy a new water heater. So then electric bill came. $1,200, you guys. Nobody helps with any of that. So it was $1,200. Plus we lost everything in our, fridge and freezer. Not everything. I was able to get some stuff into the camper, thank goodness. And thank goodness we had the camper to sleep in and everything because it just, when there's no air circulation, it's so hot. And then, of course, then our bills for the next couple of months were very high too. They were like $700-800, and you're looking at in the fall. And they were high because we had such a moisture content downstairs that the upstairs, so Log Home Dad was having to bring equipment upstairs too to try to counteract what was going on downstairs. And so it was just a mess, and nobody helps with any of that. So that is my biggest concern right now. It's so funny because I've put a couple of posts on, and I've actually removed a couple of comments because people are like, oh, we're just going to get our food. And, I've been through enough of these that you should just know that, you need to be prepared. And you can't prepare for things like that. And let me tell you, so over the years, we've been doing this 26 years, Log Home Dad has seen severe devastation because he's had to go to different states to, handle stuff. And there was one in the Outer Banks, Texas too. Even here, but the Outer Banks, people were coming and just walking the beach because the whole beach side was gone. Their homes was gone. So they were just walking the beach, seeing if they could find any remnants from anything from their homes. Everything was gone. So there wasn't even a home left. So for people not to take things seriously, we take them seriously. We have seen the devastation. We know what they can do. And they can spur off tornadoes. We had 1 year that Log Home Dad just went around helping, it's just, it can be absolutely devastating. And when your roof flies off or, we did one 2 years ago when ours happened because we're having to go out. Like I said, we're working 22 hours a day. I can see my hair expanding as I'm on the video from this humidity. We went out to one home, and so this is the craziest thing. So we went out to their home. They hadn't been in it very long. The girls were upstairs watching TV. Mom and Dad downstairs. Everybody's kind of hunkered down, a little bit. And the girls had just come downstairs. No kidding, guys. This huge oak tree, lightning struck, huge oak tree, fell on and crushed the top of the house. Where those girls would have been sitting watching TV is where it fell. And that, the whole top floor, my stomach just kind of sunk when we went in and looked at that mess. That was something else. And they had just came downstairs. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, big winds and blow your roof off or, blow your windows out or anything like that. It can be something like that because lightning strikes, the trees go down, but then also the ground gets so saturated that we've had 3 oak trees on our property. This has happened, and just with rainstorms, the ground gets so saturated that they topple over. And I'm talking, we had 1 oak tree. It was so big, it was huge, and I just heard. It just toppled over. So, and then we had lightning strike. Y'all have seen the one in our backyard I've showed you. We've had lightning strike, must have hit that tree 2 years ago, or the ground sank or something. We're not sure exactly, but you could see the split in the tree. So we almost think that the ground was saturated also, and it was just enough to pull the tree, and we were just waiting for it to go down. It finally went down a couple of months ago, and it's half of an oak tree. It was one that was standing up like this. It always looks like an upside down man. It's got the trunk, but then it's got two shoots that come out, and this thing it's huge. It's still, Log Dad's not been able to cut it up yet. So the devastation doesn't have to be from flooding, windows being blown out. There's all kinds of other devastation that can happen. Lightning, power lines. When we had to go out to one home the first night, we started to go one way, and literally, thank goodness, because street lights are out, and thank goodness Log Dad was paying attention enough. There's Miss Cora. And the power lines were on the road. So we were like, and we turned around and made our way through another part of the neighborhood. And so it can get really scary. So anybody that doesn't take them seriously, I'm always like, y'all are crazy, because we have seen it all. And I would rather be safe than sorry. I would rather have enough food that I'm going to eat for the next 6 months and feed my family than to be without. We know what it's like being without, and it's not fun. So, when people start, I know, and some people panic and they start buying up stuff, but we keep stuff anyway. So, we're not like survivalists or anything. I just like to cook, so we have stuff. We have water, we have canned goods. We usually have a lot of stuff anyway. So, but anyway, when people comment and they don't take things seriously, I'm like, y'all are crazy. Because, we have seen it, and it's not pleasant at all. So, yeah. So it's pretty weird when people don't take these things seriously. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hey y'all. Oh, y'all just talking to me. Hey Maria. Hey Amy. Hey Sarah. Hope you're stocked and prepared. You too, girl. Hey Marilyn. Hey Jack. Hey Rita. Get sandbags. It won't even stop it, Jack. It's ground. Look at me. Look at y'all. I'm like sweating so bad. It's ground seepage. Sandbags won't even stop it. It's not that situation. It's the ground gets so saturated, and then it doesn't. There's nothing we can do. And if that pond is not unclogged, so I think I'm gonna make Log Home Dad. We got the owner of the property's name now. He doesn't live there. He has several properties all over the United States. And we even invited him over to see the devastation, because he didn't even offer to help us. And he said he was going. He's a pastor, and he said he was going to take up collections at his big church he was going to in New York that weekend. Never heard from him. He came over and cried and everything, and prayed with us and everything. He didn't help. He didn't help anything. So, hey Sarah. Hey Heather. Hey Geraldine. Hey Carol. Hey Paula. Goodness gracious, Miss Gail, Sandra, how y'all doing? Yeah, so that was a pretty devastating time, trying to help everybody else, and then us having to go through all that. So, yeah. So we're getting ready. I got some things I gotta get done. Log Home Dad's out working. he's got things to get done. So, and it's crazy because, you know, usually what you do in your yard is you take everything out of your yard and you put it like in your garage or something to keep it from flying around. Well, we had done that. We couldn't open our garage, y'all. We couldn't, the weight with the water up against, I put a picture in one of the posts I did earlier, the weight of the water up against the door and stuff, we couldn't get the garage open, plus there was no electric, but we couldn't get the garage door open to get stuff out, and so everything from the yard we put in the garage. That was now sitting in 2 feet of water, so it was like awful. But yeah, so he's got some things to get done. I haven't looked at the projections in the last couple of hours, so I'm not sure exactly if it's turned. And they can turn too, you guys. Like, it can be headed right for us. And then the doggone thing can turn out or turn up or come back down, whatever. So, I mean, there's like all these things that can happen. So, it'll be fine. We'll get through it. We got through it last time. It just really stinks. And FEMA will only help you so much. So, I think twice or something. I don't know. So we'll see. But we did some things this time that would prevent us from having such a huge loss next time. Like we used, I think we used the cement board instead of drywall because there was drywall. We did tile instead of carpet. So there's things that we did that will definitely help us. And we didn't bring it all the way down to the bottom. So all we would have to do is take off the baseboards and let the water just flow out. Because that's where water wasn't coming in from the inside. It was rising from the ground. So I know it's kind of weird to explain, but because of the guy behind us having his pond all clogged up, his lake, we went back and even, I know I put pictures on Log Home Mom about it, but we went back through Google Earth and had pictures from just before we bought the property. It was completely dry back there. Then the first year we bought the property, there was a pond. It wasn't, but it was still a pond. And now it is a lake. I'm not even kidding you. And they've done nothing. Environmental says it's Orange County. Orange County says it's environmental. I mean, and so without suing someone, there's nothing we can do. But we don't have $10,000 to give an attorney to just start. The attorney said it could probably go up to $100,000. So we don't have that money. So, you know, there we sit. So yeah, that's kind of been going on. So, Log Home Dad puts on, I know I told John a couple months ago we watched The Mule with Clint Eastwood, that I was crying at the end. And Log Home Dad cried the first time we watched it. So last night he puts it on. I only got the probably the last 10-15 minutes of it. I sat down and I'll be doggone if I wasn't crying again, you guys. Like, it just hit me. And then today, so I'm doing stuff in my kitchen. I bring stuff down there and I put in a movie. I have a little TV in the kitchen. And I've got, you know, like you've got that, what's it called, on demand or whatever. So I start A Star Is Born. Oh my gosh, I'm crying at that one, you guys. Like, I am like crying at the end. I'm like, what in the world? Whew. So I got to pick me something. But the good thing about that is Sam Elliott's in that too. It's funny because Sam Elliott's in that, played a great role. And then I just now put on Terms of Endearment. It's on TCM on demand. And so Deborah Winger's in that. And both of them are in that new The Ranch on Netflix. So, all right, well, I'm going to turn y'all around, show you what we got. There was one egg on the board, and it has got to be... I'm assuming it's not Miss Violet. That's not her egg because her eggs, this is thicker, but it was laid on the board and it ended up cracking. So that one's going to go in the compost pile because that one's, when it has the membranes broken, I don't trust that at all, even to give back to the chickens. I don't want them getting any kind of bacteria. Hey, Miss Mary. Oh, here comes Miss Cora. She's like, oh, this means we're going to be getting food soon. Oh, I see feathers in there. That's Miss Rosie's feathers. Oh, so we have 4 eggs. Yay. And that one is probably Miss Violet's because it looks thin. See how that little cracky crack right there? That's Miss Violet's. And that's fine because the membrane isn't penetrated. So I bet I do put that in the fridge. Miss Cora, or Miss, yep, that's Miss Cora. What you doing, girly girl? All right, let's get out here. Maybe there's a breeze. Nope, no breeze. No breeze at all. these down. Miss Emma's out here somewhere. Our Emma girl's out here. I don't know where she's at. So we are just trying to get ready now for that. And we don't want to do too much too soon in case it changes paths. But I always say it's better to be safe than sorry on a hurricane coming. All right, let me grab this. And he's already lunged at me through the wire. When I went out earlier, he come running at the door. So, I see you, buddy. I see you. Oh boy, they're all hungry. I got it ready. I got my shovel ready for him. Oh, they tearing up my girl over there. Look at her face. Miss Isabel. Why are they picking on you, girl? I saw you. What in the world? I ain't saying it out loud, y'all. I'm not saying my words out loud. Little booger. He did the same thing yesterday. Hey, sweet man. Do something about this rooster. Goodness. I swear. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Sandra. Little booger. I see you. See, even with me having the thing in my hand, he's still. But I'm having to watch him. And poor Miss Isabel. They're all picking on her. I don't know what in the world's going on, but they're picking the feathers off of her face. I might have to separate her for just a little bit. Just to let her get some food and kind of calm down. Because she's over there by herself. Or maybe I should separate the Miss Cora for being such a bully. She's so big. We might have to do that. We might have to separate Miss Cora. Yeah, he's a stinker. He's watching me too. That's why I'm not even getting down there, because I don't want him, he'll come right at my head. Such a stinker. All right, y'all. Well, I am going to look proud when he's acting like, doesn't he? Hey, oh, you should have seen him the other day. Literally, I'm not kidding you. So when he got me the other day, he was out here crowing for, I bet you, a good hour. He was just in this run, just a crowing. He thought he was something else. Maybe not an hour, maybe a half hour. But he was out here for a while crowing. Such a stinker. Cannot wait for the guy to get back this weekend and come get him. Or Log Home Dad will take him there. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to get inside and try to get some more stuff done and get out of this heat. But I love y'all, and I will be back tomorrow if the weather is permitting. Y'all take care. Love you. Bye. So he's been doing since I came out. He charged the door, and now he's all crowing. That's what he did the other day. He just kept it up. Little stinker. Yep. He thinks he's something.